So why did you join Clifton?
Well, when we were in grade 10, one of our teachers took a big group of us down to Clifton from Taroona High for a weekend camp to have a go at surf lifesaving. And then not long after, myself and two of my girlfriends joined to do our bronze. So
Yeah.
we must have had a great weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. So you did your bronze in 1986, it says there. How was that whole like process and who took you for it?
It's very hard for me to remember. It's a very long time ago. But look, I think Simon Kay might have been he certainly was one of our instructors.
Yeah.
And I guess there were a few people involved. I can't actually remember who was our instructor at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was good fun because I went with two of my best girlfriends. So and there were lots of young people also involved. So it was great fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And so why did you want to go and take that next step and do your bronze? Just because there's been
we just wanted to be involved in the surf club.
Yeah.
And everything that it stood for, and the sort of what turned out to be a very social, I mean, the things that you get out of it, what you put in, but the social aspect and the friendships made and the just being in that club environment and being part of something that's I suppose you don't really know at that stage when you're just doing your bronze what is to come, but that
that sense of it has been like a big part of all of the interviews today. It's been constantly talking about how much of a community the club is and how involved and how good you felt, like you know, being a part of something.
Yeah, you felt very welcome. Everybody was very happy to have new members and made us feel very welcome at the time.
Yeah, so I've got a little list of what you've done, and I am most intrigued by the IRB Nationals. I hear all about that.
I was a very average athlete, so I was the one that would always be like we needed a team of 4, I'd be sort of making up the numbers. I wasn't a strong swimmer or a runner or anything really, but I ended up somehow in the IRB team, and I did do quite a lot of training, and I think I got my driver's license and went through, you know, everything you could do with IRBs. Ended up in the team that competed at the Nationals, and as the patient, so really didn't do a whole lot except to, you know, be rescued. But
I think that's so cool because we don't really have that anymore. Well, we don't have it down here, and I've always been like, wow, that's so cool.
It was cool because my friend Christy was also a patient, and I guess you had to be little and light to be a patient, and when I was that age I was small and light. So yeah, it was great fun, and we had a great team of people, and we had a trip to Sydney, and we did some fundraising before we went, and we had a great experience in Sydney. I'd never been to Sydney at the time.
And so you were like a patrolling member and you liked the patrols and stuff. What was your favorite aspect of the club? Was it the patrols or the training competitions or just the hanging out with your friends?
Yeah, look, if I was to be honest, I think at the time, being a maybe 16, 17, 18-year-old girl, the social aspect was probably the thing, and the carnivals and you know, the young people that you meet, the boys, I suppose. Yeah, I think at the time that was a big highlight, thinking back.
And so the whole working as a team, like training with that resilience, like how is that, do you think that's parlayed into what you do now?
I think the volunteering, when I was thinking about it, because I did throw myself into the administration side of the club at the time, and I think I was very young to be doing that. And I did end up being secretary for a little while,
Yeah.
and I would do the newsletter and do things like that. And I think I'd put my hand up for anything to help out.
Mm.
And I think I've sort of taken that throughout my life to now,
Mm.
and just kept volunteering in whatever I was involved in at the time. So whether it was my kids' school or
Mhm.
football, their sport, and football administration has been something that I've been doing probably
Yeah.
for the last 15 years, and now it's actually sort of ended up being my job. So,
Yeah.
so I think I did take some of the things that I learned at the time
Mm.
onto what's ended up being a career, I suppose, or been a big part of my life is the volunteering.
Mm.
So
Yeah. And so you ever thought about coming back?
no, not really. I mean, we still have. I mean, we've got friends still now that we made at that time.
Yeah.
So we've always had a connection as
Yeah.
far as sort of always sort of being in touch. But I've never felt it was really my thing, or really
Yeah.
my passion in terms of the um, yeah, the actual
Yeah.
participation. The competing was not really my thing.
Yeah. And
Mm.
so someone who's doing their bronze, who's thinking about doing their bronze, what would you say to them?
Oh, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Being part of something that's bigger than yourself is what life's all about. You know, being part of um, being part of a club and being involved in something, whether it's sport or whether it's, you know, you're part of putting a theatre production together or something that where you're part of a team that's
Mm.
making something happen. That's a massive reward.
Yeah.
So I'd say go for it, and you'll make lifelong friends. I met my husband at the surf club,
Yeah.
so
You never know.
you never know. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think coming up through NIFAs as well, personally, it's like I've gained a lot because I've been talking to different people from different areas or walks of life. And so it's just, I see it too with the younger kids, I see their confidence grow more and more. And
Mm,
and it's awesome how you can just see everybody grow a little bit more each year. And I
yeah.
love going back and um, taking the kids and teaching them, and yeah, I think it's really cool how that we can do that. And yeah.
Mm. And they'll grow up, and if they stay involved, then their families will be involved.
Mm.
And especially, I mean, we lived a long way from Clifton, so I guess if we'd have lived in the area, we may have continued to be involved.
Yeah.
But we were at Kingston Beach, and I think just probably the travel
Yeah.
and stuff, it just wasn't in our backyard. It couldn't sort of be part of our daily routine or weekly routine. But
Mm.
had we lived in the area, we may have continued to be involved. So yeah, families from down Clifton and that area, yeah, it'll be a generational thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you have any funny stories or experiences? Maybe a hard cold training session?
Oh no, not really. But I think some of the stories were more to do with the social
Mm.
aspect, and yeah, probably not really. Didn't talk about it. We did have some very good parties after carnivals,
Yeah.
and I think now having teenagers of my own who are out socializing, I feel very grateful that I was of that age and doing my socializing in
Mm.
an environment like a surf club,
Yeah.
where everybody knew the young people, and if we were drinking and partying, then we were very well looked after. So I think I look back and I think, oh, I was very thankful to be part of an organisation
Yeah.
where we were looked after.
Yeah. And I'm told there is a burning of the boat story. Know about that?
Oh well, yeah, we we were doing we were fundraising for a new boat. I think so. It was 1989, and we were fundraising to buy a new boat, and we obviously had an old boat, so we thought we would have a big boat burning and make a weekend of it and have a boat burning fundraising weekend. Um, and I did have a lot of photos of it. A lot of the photos I took at the time have ended up, I don't really know where. We
Mm.
did some photo albums for the 40th anniversary and I lost track of them, but I had a lot of photos of the boat burning. So we set it up on the beach, vertical, and put a bonfire underneath it, and it was really just a big weekend party. We had T-shirts made. Yeah, it was good fun, but obviously made some money and bought a new boat for the club at the time. Yeah,
Bit memorable, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was something you'd never see again. I don't think that would ever happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the boats are not made of wood, I suppose. Now I don't know. What are they made of?
Fiberglass.
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 Yeah. So
There's
you couldn't. Yeah. You could only burn a wooden. You could only burn a wooden boat. So
yeah.
yeah. So that was one of the memorable social events at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I'm pleased to report back that there are a lot of women in sport, are women in sport now at the surf club.
Yes.
It's quite female dominated in like the age groups right now. And it's pretty awesome to see everybody it becoming so much more female people, and over the years everybody's dropped out as they get older, but right now we're seeing like a good strong group of people who are sticking through it, and yeah, which is pretty good because when you've got
it is an organization that there's equal opportunities for men and women. It's really not it's one of the organizations where I would say that
definitely
equally there's roles for everybody.
Yeah. And so in your time at as secretary, so because you were quite young then, same season you went to IRB Nationals, how did you find like getting that role and having that responsibility at that time?
I don't remember. I don't know. I just think I just did it because I'm a person that, like, if I do something, I just throw myself 100% into anything that I do. So I think you just get it done. Busy people just, and if you're enjoying what you're doing, it doesn't seem like work.
And
so yeah, I think you just you just do it. You make time for the things you enjoy doing. So yeah, I was probably at school at the time. I might have been doing year 12. I wouldn't have been doing a hell of a lot of study.
I can imagine. My brain's already too full.
I don't think I was that focused on my schooling. There's a social life to be had. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having a chat to me.
You're welcome.
It's really cool to see everybody, and I've had so many interviews today, so many different people from a club. There's been people came in like young nippers, like people had later nippers, people who joined because their kids joined, and it's there for everyone. It's really interesting to see how it can attract so many different people for different reasons.
Yeah, and you do sometimes wonder. I wonder how I sort of ended up there.
Yeah.
But it's just a series of events and that shape your life.
Yeah.
Being in the right place at the right time and finding your thing at the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I look back and it was a really lovely time in my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and friendships made, probably thinking about what has been was one of the important things was the friendships that I still have today with people that I met at the surf club at the time. As a teenager. So that's like 35 years later. So
indeed. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right.